Good morning, boys and girls. How are you today? We've been talking about germs, and last week when we talked about them, we met little Patsy Brown. Oh, poor girl, she wouldn't take that bath, and she ended up with radishes growing on her. And we said that those germs are invisible, and we don't want them to get near us because it makes us sick, and we don't like to be sick. So I brought some things that I've been using. I always, of course, use soap when I'm washing my hands, soap and water, some nice warm water. And then if I'm not near a sink, I've got my little antibacterial. I hook this on my purse, and I've got this one at home, making sure I carry my wet wipes with me. I bet your family does that too. And then you'll see people wearing gloves because they don't want to get germs on things. And whenever I go out now, I wear one of my masks so that I don't spread my germs. I hope you're doing that too. Well, today, boys and girls, we're going to talk about germs, and germs are everywhere. And when you cough or sneeze, oh my goodness, they can just go flying everywhere. So I always tell my boys and girls, use the dab. It goes right into your sleeve and you don't have to worry about it. The other thing I wanted to tell you is germs are invisible. You can't see them, but they can go everywhere. So this is a little experiment just to show you how far they spread. You see I have hands full of these little palms? Well, if I had a little sneeze and I didn't remember to do the dab, I would just, when I sneeze, my germs would just go flying. Oh my goodness, look at all the people that I would get my germs on. Same thing if I coughed. They would go everywhere. So we have to be really careful about that. Now, when you have germs on your hands, if you have just washed your hands, it doesn't look like there's anything there. When you're outside playing, they get dirty, or if you're painting or making some nice chocolate brownies, you can see it and you go and wash them. That's why we have to remember to do that all the time. That way we will make sure that we stay well along with mom and dad. Now I was wondering if we could see those germs, I wonder what they would look like. So I brought a very special book with me today that has an author who used her imagination. I love to use my imagination, don't you? And this is a book called Those Mean, Nasty, Dirty, Downright Disgusting, but Invisible Germs. Let's find out. Kind of a fun book because we don't know what they look like. This is my little friend Beth. She's 5 years old, and one day when she was at school, she was painting the most beautiful rainbow, and a mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting but invisible germ got on her hand. It's the kind that gives you an earache. I bet some of you have had that. If you could see it, oh, I wonder what it would look like. Maybe it would look like this. Look at those big ears, because your ears would be, won't they be so painful. Well, the next germ that came along while Beth was building a space station with her wooden blocks was a mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting but invisible germ. It's the kind that can give you a headache. Did you ever feel like your head was really hurting? And maybe it would look like, oh, kind of like a hammer pounding on your head. Then, while Beth was reading a most interesting story, a mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting, but invisible germ got on her hand. It's the kind that can give you a sore throat. That's when you swallow and it really hurts. Maybe that germ would look like, oh, a long neck, because it feels like it's really painful. Next, Beth was pretending to be all grown up when a mean, nasty, dirty, downright but disgusting and invisible germ got on her hand, and it's the kind that can give you a temperature. Mom and Dad sometimes take your temperature if you're not feeling good. Maybe that kind of germ would look like, oh, the hot sun, because temperatures are hot, but sometimes you feel a chill. Then, last but not least, the worst, most horrible, mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting but invisible germ got on her hand while she was driving her truck to Alaska. It's the kind that makes you throw up. Oh, and maybe it would look like, oh, your tummy feels really bad. Now Beth's hands are covered with mean, nasty, dirty, downright disgusting but invisible germs. Thank goodness, Beth knows what to do. Everybody needs to know how to get rid of germs. So before lunch, Beth washed her hands with lots of soap and water. She couldn't hear them, but while she rubbed and scrubbed and rinsed and rubbed and scrubbed, yikes! Screamed the germ that can give you an earache as it went swirling and whirling right down the drain. Foiled again, shouted the germ that can give you a headache as it went swirling and whirling right down the drain. Whoa, cried the germ that gives you a sore throat as it went swirling and whirling right down the drain. Oh no, steamed the germ that gives you a fever as it went swirling and whirling right down the drain. Now, do you think that was the end of those horrible germs? Oh no, there was one germ left. Remember that meanest, nastiest, downright disgustingest, but most invisiblest germ of all? The one that makes your tummy sick? It was hiding right in the palm of Beth's hands. Oh my goodness! Germs love wet places, and Beth's hands were still wet from washing. Germs love warm places, and our bodies are always warm, but being the wonderfully intelligent child that Beth is, she knew all about what germs were like, so she carefully dried her hands. She couldn't hear it, but the germ that makes your tummy sick said, "I'll be back," as she threw it away right into the waste paper basket. Beth picked up her peanut butter and banana sandwich with her clean, germ-free hands, took a bite, and said, simply delicious. So now we know the only way to get rid of those germs is to wash and make sure we sanitize and take care. So use your imagination and think what those germs might look like in your mind. And now that we're done talking about invisible germs, I want you to make sure you're taking those baths and showers, cleaning your hands, and keeping those germs away. Thanks, boys and girls, for joining me today. See you again next time.